Humans are an intended flaw. One thing you must know is that the Creator was never, ever, ever mistaken in his creation. You know, uh, if he knew his creation was going to be everything he desired it to be, it would take the fun out of everything. It would take the joy out of everything. Actually, his most perfect creation is not even humanity. It is the ecosystem. It all works fine regardless of humanity's mistakes and makes upon it. And sometimes there are creatures out there that remind us of our mistakes that we make. You know, we learn the hard way because the Creator made it to where animals had a fear of humans. And rightfully so, because humans have represented what that intended flaw was. The reason why the Creator made an intended flaw with humans because that was the final step in his creation. But he had to get it right. And not that he didn't know he was going to have it right, but he wanted to make sure it was rightfully so that these creatures that are made in his image should also dwell the earth, just as the animals do. And not only that, but they thought just like him, but with their own will, their own spirituality. So this is where the flaw comes from. The Creator made humans an intended flaw because the finest of his creation would recognize their flaws and bridge that gap with spirituality, with understanding creation, with praise, with worship, with prayer, with understanding the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, with understanding universal law, natural law, universal love, let alone love in the first place. Once people start to deviate away from love and recognizing that there's a Creator, he knows, these are flawed human specimens. They won't make the cut. Therefore, judgment day shall come, and I'll rid of those type of products that have been created. Of course, time has gone on, and there has been a lot of things that have happened amongst society and humanity, but all part of this story that the Creator had in mind all this time. He said in his word that I knew thee before you were even conceived in your mother's womb. I knew of thee. So whether you were born with all your limbs or not, or however way you were born, he knew of thee. And he does have a special place for every one of us, no matter how we're made. Because some of us, if we're not physically flawed, we're mentally flawed. But what are you doing about it? That's where I'm getting at with this. And I love what disabled people do. They do something about it. Unlike humans who aren't disabled, most of those humans don't do anything about it. So I think the Creator will just make sure that those who get a glorified body, which is just a better body than the one that you've had in this life, he's going to make sure that glorified body is everything you've ever wanted going forward. He's going to make you more angelic. You know, he placed humans on a higher position than even the angels. But at this given moment, obviously, angels are obviously in a position to where, man, they're looking better than humans. But I'd say this is all part of the Creator's experiment because it was the best of both worlds. Having someone that was human, more or less, someone that is more like his image, and then the angelic properties. So I think the future humans shall be more angelic, in that there are actually some of us that exist already. So little by little, he's replacing standard humans with more angelic humans, even as we speak. And I believe that. So I don't believe the creation story is over with. I don't believe that we are all destined for doom. No, he's going to salvage and take care of the flawed humans that are doing something about it. You know, the ones that are wanting this world to continue to be a better place, making this world better, doing something about the ecosystem, plants, animals, environments alike. He's looking after those people. He's looking after the people that believe in a creator. He's looking after those people. He's looking after those people who are not given into other evil types of entities in the spiritual realm, especially in regards to yin yang, male, female, feminine, masculine. He created woman for man. So, in regards to a man being made for a woman, the man is basically made to have this woman attached to him. So basically, he more or less shouldn't deny a woman that approaches him who wants to be his helpmate, who wants to be there for him. That a man should never think that he can live this life without her, like meaning he just has no desire to be around women in general. Just make sure that she's a righteous woman. Always keep her on her toes, always keep her in check. Make sure that she's always in line with the creator, you know, especially if she knows that she is an intended flaw. Because it gets to this part of where, okay, humans are an intended flaw. This bridges the gap, as I said, with his perfection. The creator is a perfectionist. In the wintertime, if you look at the snow frost, ice, the ice, how can I say this? Yeah, just ice as it packs on the window. And you can see that there's intricate designs within the ice that is packed on the window, and that every snowflake is made differently than the last one. You cannot tell me that that just was a coincidence. It took a creative mind to do that. And I'm an artist myself, so I always try my best to be as close to the creator as possible. I'll never be what the creator is, but I can be pretty close. And that is what the creator wants, because he wants us to be close to him in mindset, worship, love, spirit, you name it. Even in regards to sexual activities, but that's another story altogether. Parents should be teaching their children about how to be pure and what purity really means, especially in a society where everything is so impure, you know, where it is all about sex. It's not about intimacy. You know, children need to learn about intimacy from a young age. And then as they get older, it'll start to, you know, be more of them understanding really what sex is, because you can't have sex without the intimacy, you know. But we live in a world where that is obviously commonplace, because this world is void of true spirituality. It's become very demonic, and there are a lot of satanic things that take place in regards to today's sexual activities. But that's another story. But I'm just saying, humans, yes, we are an intended flaw by the creator, because out of this intended flaw, this creation of humans, he's going to pick and pluck the ones that are the most ripe, the ones that are more like him, the ones that represent him the most, the ones that are closer to his idea of perfection. And every day one should strive for his idea of perfection. Don't just say strive for perfection. Say strive for his idea of perfection to the best of your ability. Because it's written in the word that my ways are not your ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts. So you have to always be striving to get to a higher place in your life than where you've ever been and what you've ever thought. He said in the word, I shall bless you exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever ask for and think. So you just always thinking outside of the box all the time because the creator is outlandish that way. Strive for an outlandish type of life, but more importantly, strive to be an outlandish type of individual. That he can see that despite you being a flaw, you make yourself a beautiful flower, getting closer to the perfection that he had in mind for you in your life, by the way, because yeah, a lot of people fall short, a lot of people give up in this life. But the whole idea of you having a life of perfection, it just gives you this idea that you should always believe in yourself, even when no one else believes in you. He believes in you. He believes in you. A lot of people are just going to walk through this life a flaw, and they're never going to do anything about it. And then you got a bunch of people out here who think they are flawless. That's another thing that the creator doesn't accept either, because those people who think they are flawless think they don't need spirituality, that they don't need God, when it's not even about a God, it's about a creator. But they don't think that. They think that they are creator. They think they are gods. You can be godly, but that doesn't make you a god. But see, a lot of people got a lot of these things twisted. Just know you are an intended flaw. But the question is, are you going to become more angelic? Are you more angelic? Because you could probably already be. Are you doing something about these flaws that you might have or that you might be around? What are you doing about it? That's what the creator is thinking about. And that's what your whole life will represent. Much blessings.